Bonjour. Welcome to another episode of NDN Way with Jonny R, the podcast that records live from the southern shores of the mighty Red Lake. And I'm your host, Jonny R. Obviously, coming to you on this Miigzgiving Eve, which is a Wednesday afternoon. And as a tribal employee, I was granted administration leave to make the proper preparations for Miigzgiving. Blanked out there, but it was just again testing out some equipment, seeing how it looks, and so far so good. I think I'm ready to go, maybe weekly with the podcast now. And I don't know what I said in the last one, but I got quite a few new followers, so welcome. I don't know what I've been saying or what's been said about me or what kind of shenanigans people think I'm up to, but welcome anyway. And okay, I know what I said. I know what I'm doing. It's all part of an evil, not an evil plan. I should never said that. It's all part of a plan. We're all trying to market something, and for me, it's my media empire. So my little media empire. It's getting some. As you may or may not know, last week the Red Lake Tribal Council did approve a $200 tribal agitators, what I'm called. All right, that sounds about right. $200 disbursement to each tribal member, which I believe are 16,885 members currently enrolled in the Red Lake Nation. And if we had to fight another tribe, I think we could. With 16,885 of us, we could probably kick anybody's ass that tried to, okay, I don't want to start trouble. That was a bit aggressive. I take that back. 16,885 Red Lake Nation members. I'm not sure when the next enrollment meeting is, so that'll probably go up. Put us over probably 17,000. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, it wasn't a popular move by the according to like other financial legal experts. But yeah, what you gonna do? Again, I'll take my money and do what I please with it. I'm not gonna share what I'm gonna do with it because it's nobody's business. But as for my kids, they'll we'll make use of it, make very good use of it. So yeah. But again, I was opposed to something like that. But again, it's money. I can't. Got a lot of mouths to feed, and I will take that money and do whatever they need with it. So I was going to invest it, but I would put it all in AMC and then probably lose it all because I probably won't make as much as I did a couple of years ago investing in AMC and GameStop. So I don't know. We'll think of something. I know they don't need toys. I know that much because they still have toys they haven't opened from last year, which is that's so. I think about the environment with all these plastic toys, and it's just they're still laying. Some of them are laying around the yard, but the ones that aren't open from last year, kids are wasteful. So everything is going to virtual now because I know my boys in their PlayStation, they get what are those called? Points. Not Microsoft. Sony points, PlayStation points. So that's what their money will probably go to, which will be easy, less for me to clean up. So yeah, that's probably what all my kids are going to be doing. buy themselves virtual presents, which it's good for the environment, but what if everything else shuts down? Have you noticed like the civil unrest, earthquakes, volcanoes, fires, drought? Yeah, I don't mean to scare you, but those things are real. So don't try to hide from them. It's kind of like Earth is hinting that we're no longer wanted. Got a little deep there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go that. I don't want to scare anybody, but yeah. But I was reading in a Pioneer yesterday that the Red Lake Nation bought the Central School in Bemidji for $350,000, and it looks like it's going to be like a social services type thing, investment or whatever. So that's going to be interesting. And I don't know where. I think that's been in the process for, I think it's in 2 or 3 years. So I know nothing about that. I'm not no nobody tells me anything. I got to read everything in the tribal minutes, and I'm gonna start attending more tribal council meetings because that last one was fun. I had a lot of just updating little things on my Facebook account because I was off the clock. I don't work until I think 10:30, so I was there from I got there about 8:45. I expected it was scheduled to start at 9, but everybody had to eat first, so we just started about 9:24 was when the chairman called the meeting to order. So that was like 24 minutes. I could have been on a treadmill or could have been writing my novel. So let's get the tribal council meeting started on time. Like, if you want me to go, if you want me to start coming to tribal council meetings, let's start them at 9 a.m. sharp, or else I'm not going to go. Pearl saying, good, I want you anyway. Yeah. There's a lot of continued. I know I went to the store, it was that Sunday morning, and there's a lot of still a lot of I don't know how to put it, a lot of suffering, or people continue to suffer, whether it's addiction, mental health problems, and I honestly don't see any resolution to that anytime soon. So it's going to be a long, like AC/DC said, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I don't know if that applies. It's a lot of work to get where we need to be. And you hear some things. Just visiting with people, they have their thoughts, and some people have inside information, and it's come to a point where not everybody is on board to get where we need to go. And that's where our leaders should step up. I've said this before. Our leaders need to be like our sports analogy. Maybe a head coach that snaps everybody out of it and just wants let them know that they want the best for them. They expect the best for them, and the effort needs to be there on everybody's part, which I don't see happening. Whether it's just are people struggling, or people in certain positions aren't really contributing the way they should be. And I do see a lot of people doing their part, but it's just not everybody is on board with where we should be going, and that's kind of discouraging, because I know a lot of our people are at a point now where they're brave enough to reach for help, and some people that are there aren't doing their part to get our people the assistance, the help, the knowledge to share with some of our people that are reaching out, and that's counterproductive to what we're trying to do as a nation. So hopefully that changes. But again, I don't see that happening. I don't know. I'm getting kind of the people themselves are actually the ones that are the ones that are reaching out are at a point where they see it's time to change, and it'd be good to have all of our people have the support of of ourselves and in our leaders. So, but I don't know how soon. But again, there needs to be more communication with from our leaders. I know a couple of them post on social media quite a bit, and there needs to be regular updates, I suppose, to let us know what's going on. Because for some reason, a lot of people were blindsided by the central school purchase, which has been in the works for a couple of years, I suppose. And again, it just there's no communication, no sharing of information, and it's just we're in 2023. We're way behind other tribes that are do their part to inform their people. Even though we do have 16,885, I think that's the number. I could be wrong, but yeah. It's so that's my if they ask me what I want for Christmas, I'm going to ask Santa or my tribal leaders to be more forthcoming with information and let us know what's going on, because I'm nosy and I need to know a lot of things. Because I'm like my grandma Maggie. She was pretty was a nosy old lady. So I'm it's in my genes. I'm a nosy old lady too. So I need to know things, what's going on. I hate surprises. Again, like I don't know how many people were actually aware that that central school purchase has been in the works for a couple of years now. So it would be nice to get information from our leaders. So that's what I'm asking Santa for, more information from our tribal council. Or I know I was speaking to Joe Plummer that last week or a couple of weeks ago, and he's seems to be open to to share all the information, not all information, but information he'd like to get out to our people. So that's a good step. I've reached out to council members. I know Treasurer Lusher is getting some information together that she's going to share. So I reached out to others, and not really much coming back my way, but we'll get there. I'll be at the tribal council meeting, the next one, and then probably the next one after that. Live updating. I don't know if people really watched my live updates at the last tribal council meeting, but I'll keep doing that. Again, that's on my own time. I don't work until like 10:30, so it'll be information that I hear. Again, my hearing isn't the best. I got my grandpa Shorty ears because he had a hard time hearing. I'm going to need an ear enhancer, an audio enhancer. So what are those called? Audio. I don't know, whatever those things are. But I'm just going to continue sharing information that I get and make sure it's verified, of course. I don't want to be called fake news, like I put some things out that aren't even legit sometimes. But I try and make sure that the sources that I share are legitimate. I'm not one to start rumors, start trouble on purpose. I just want to get the people informed, let them know what's going on. I've been doing that in my tribal council meetings. Times changed to 10:30. Yeah. Oh man, that would be hilarious. That actually would be hilarious. Where catch me off guard and starting at 10:30. But yeah, my job as a as an on-air personality I feel that it should be in my job to share information, whether it's unfavorable or not, as long as it's true. So that's why I do this, because again, so many years I grew up not knowing what's going on. Then people say, well, look at the tribal council minutes, and those don't come out till after the following tribal council meeting. So it'll just be me out sharing information that I feel is correct. The sources will be confirmed. I won't rush something out just to be first, like I did at that one meeting where I shared the agenda for the meeting the month before, because somebody put that agenda in front of me and I didn't check the date. My fault, rookie mistake, but you know, that's just part of my job, where I'm working as an on-air personality. So yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing, and just sharing information as I get it, make sure everything's verified. So I'm not starting trouble. I'm just sharing truthful information. Is that, I don't know if, I don't know what if we have a PR or what, but I will do that. I will do that to share information. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I know a lot of families are suffering, due to losses. That it's a tough time for a lot of families, and I don't know how to even think about what a lot of these families are going through. I used to work with families before, and it become tough, difficult to I did what I could to assist them, but bringing that stuff home mentally is tough. So I had to step back and do something else. But I do understand what a lot of the families are going through. They shared their stories with me and did the best I could to understand their situations and help them. And it's just something that we all need to be aware of. A lot of us didn't grow up with the same uh, luxuries, I suppose we could say. And we got to understand that a lot of our people are suffering. Be more open-minded, and especially our young warriors. They go through a lot. They don't. A lot of people don't understand what they have to go through on a daily basis. So I know, a lot of the kids that I worked with, sometimes they had to be the parental unit, the take care of their younger siblings, and that takes the toll on them, and maybe it shows up in their behavior at school, or it's got to be tough for them, and our people got to be more understanding of what the nation is going through. And I see a lot of shaming those that are suffering with addiction, and again, I can't really begin to understand what families are going through when they have to deal with one of their relatives suffering like that. So just be more open, be understanding, and understand that a lot of our people don't have the same, I don't want to call them advantages, but you know, luxuries, whatever they're called. So just we need to be more open. We need to help each other more, and I don't see that as much as as much as any of us would like. So, but just do your part. That's all we can do. Do our part. Help somebody when they need it. Don't look down on them. It's just see. This is what our leaders, our community, not just tribal council leaders, but community leaders need to be more vocal in what we need. And a lot of that isn't shared. A lot of people are afraid of the backlash they would get on social media, and it just, you know, I get a lot of shit on these here, and but a lot of it doesn't bother me because I know a lot of people aren't, uh, they speak right off the top of their head, and anger gets the best of them, and frustration. So you gotta let that. That's another thing that I worked with. A lot of people, they would just come. I'd meet with them. They would lash out and just so mad at the system, and so frustrated with the work that they had to put in, and it felt like running through red tape and all that. And sometimes you just got to let people lash out, let them express, let them get that frustration out. And most of the time, they apologize because of some people just need to be, have somewhere to let that frustration out. It's just, I know that's a tough job, that, all those that work with families and stuff, and it's just hard to do a lot of the times. Then again, you don't want to be calloused by going through all of that stuff. Privileges, there's the word. Privileges. That's the word. Thank you there. Ogama. Ogitchidakwe. Oh, that's Selena. I think that's, but yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just, it gets frustrating to see a lot of our people hurting and suffering, and then others are just shaming them, and it gets frustrating. It's that'd be another. If Santa asks me what I want, I would say, we got to be more understanding to what our people are going through, and also more information from our tribal leaders. So Santa, if you're listening, that's what I want. And I want my tribal leaders to be more vocal with, to be more encouraging. Like a coach fires his team up. That's pretty much what sports metaphor, but probably doesn't make sense. Just need our leaders more vocal and encouraging us, being there and being honest with us, and it's the big thing. So, and then I shared I don't know if you've seen the stuff about the Supreme Court adopting a new ethics code of ethics for the first time ever. And I was thinking, does the tribal council have a code of ethics? Is there a I I was just assuming there is one somewhere, got to be like a what do they call it? Checks and balances, oversight. Um, who keeps them in line if something gets, you know, out of hand? Ethical. Who keeps it ethical? You know, is that the Chiefs, or is that or what? How does that work? Is there a code of ethics with the tribal council? Is there checks and balances where the tribal council doesn't overstep? If something, if there's questionable behaviors or something with certain leaders, is there somebody to step up and say, no, yeah, that's not how we do things. You need to. Is there? I don't. You'd think there. Every set of leadership has those, and I know we get a lot of the U.S. Constitution stops here, and it's right at the res line, and it just that always seemed like a dictatorship. When you see that, and that just doesn't sit right with me. Maybe not just me. Maybe I'll just expect too much, demand too much from leadership, but then, am I wrong in thinking all that? Is there code of ethics, oversight to, or am I just looking to start trouble? I'm not starting trouble. Probably am, but that's not my intent. You know, we want everything to be ethical. I heard there were a couple programs where I heard that the word ethical that wasn't ethical, and that word stuck with me, and it still does. You know, there's a lot of certain things done that kind of, let's say, old school. You know, I, I talked about myself unlearning past behaviors. You know, old, you know, growing up around Red Lake. You know, things are like sexist, homophobic, racist, and you know, just even how people still joke around. You know, that's still there, and you know how high up does that type of behavior and attitude go? You know, it's like bullying. You know, employers maybe bullying other like employees to, you know, just to establish dominance, or you know, chauvinistic. There's another one, chauvinistic. And who oversees all of that? You know, is there like a independent set of, you know, leaders to keep an eye on that? Because I know, you know, every program has like a chain of command you go through, but is there another way to deal with I personally, I haven't had any problems with anybody or nobody, and I know there are some people think that there are patriarchal, misogynistic, etc. Yeah, etc. Yeah, just those types of behaviors need to be held in check, and who's doing it? I don't know, but yeah, what was I talking about now? But yeah, there just needs to be, you know, a set of boundaries, a lot of habitual line steppers. Yeah, we just one way of that's one way of taking care of each other. You know, we need those boundaries. We need those old ways of dealing with um, business, you know, programs. That's just not the way things work anymore. I see why a lot of people think of us as so behind the times, and you know, technology, the way things work sometimes, and it just there needs to be a change, and I don't know, it's just it's one of those things that I think about, you know, just BSing all the time. A lot of topics. I'm surprised that, you know, a lot of you know, controversial things that happen here don't have the, you know, if it happened somewhere else, like a big time company or government, it would be dealt with, and up here it's not the same way, you know. Well, now that I think about it, what is that District 2 guy? What is his name? Um, one in Clearbrook that got arrested. You know, he keeps doing his thing there, but you know, there's no punishment, no no nobody's gonna suspend him, I suppose, or whatever. And I don't know. Yeah, like that. Do we have some set of leaders that overlook all of this stuff and make sure you know, program managers, directors, tribal council members, officers are being ethical and treating people the way they're supposed to be treated? And yeah, I feel like Jerry Maguire. I feel like Jerry Maguire. Remember when he wrote that letter about you know, his company? Then he got fired, bringing stuff up that nobody wanted to talk about. And it's, what are those called? Damage control. You know, when something happens, there's a team that fixer. I was talking about that, I think last month. You know, who's the tribal count or who's the Red Lake Nation's fixer? You know, a fancy lawyer to help put unflattering stories about leaders, you know, make sure they don't get out. What did he get arrested for though? He got drunk in St. Paul and I think he assaulted a hospital security guard or something. Do we need to have punishment specifically, or could it have been dealt with in a way that lends compassion into his learning? See, you know, these kind of conversations never come up around here. I know the one I'm talking about is a state, I think he's a state representative. What is his name? The one that Roger Erickson beat. And so, yeah, that guy. I don't know his name. I forgot his name. I can't think of his name on the spot. But yeah, it just ethical watchdogs. That's the word I was thinking about. Do we have watchdogs to make sure things aren't, you know, people aren't threatened by, you know, making like reports of misconduct? You know, these big words. I'm not even a lawyer. I don't know what I'm saying. It just, you know, there's a lot we need to do yet. We're so far behind the times. You know, a lot of controversies that would hurt another company or government. That doesn't happen here. And you know, maybe that needs to change. I'm definitely getting in trouble for this one. I didn't say anything that wasn't true though. So just, you know, I want to keep our leaders and you know, community leaders in check. I know there's a lot of calling out, you know, the powwow trail, you know, calling out predators and abusers and stuff. And, you know, maybe our predators and abusers need to be outed around here more often. So, you know, yeah. I think that's all I got. My studio is getting pretty cold. It wasn't warming up like I thought it would, but yeah. So, so everybody have a ace benace Miigzgiving. Hopefully, you know, everybody does their part. And again, more compassion for our people, you know, our leaders to step up and share, to inspire us, to motivate us with their words. That's on my Christmas list. So, yeah. But that's all I got. Miigwech for listening. Miigwech for watching.